welcome. Thanks for joining me. Come on in. Say the weekend chit chat on. It wasn't me. It was my chair. See, hold on. I'll see if I can do it again. That was not me. It is Sunday, January 11th, and I'm drinking Earl Grey out of my, Orlando mug, which is chipped, but I still like it. And I'm wearing a gray shirt, not intentional, and it's super gray outside. I'm trying to get into a good spirit today. I'm not having a good day. It's one of those days where everything you do is kind of like backwards. I think I put too many things on my agenda today. This is the first thing on my agenda that I'm doing, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm supposed to be at my mom's at the other end of I live off island, but she lives completely on the east end of the island, and I'm off of the west end of the island. So, and I have to go to the store, and then I have to go see my son. You don't want to hear about that. Just basically, I'm late and I'm kind of like disoriented, so I don't know what's wrong. I think I need fresh air. The weather's been so gray, so cold, icy, rainy at times, snowing at times. Today it's kind of like milder. It's minus 8 degrees Celsius, I think. It's supposed to go up to -2 tomorrow, so. The last time I vlogged was New Year's Eve, and I have to talk about it just a little bit. That was me after a whole bottle of wine. So I don't want you to think that I'm an alcoholic. I'm not. I never drink. I mean, never. Obviously, I do sometimes, but it was New Year's Eve and I was alone in my house. I wasn't driving anywhere, and my intention was to have just one glass. And as I was flipping through the journal, it went fine. And I had started before. I had some at dinner time. So anyways, all this to say that don't think I'm going to do this all the time. Somebody suggested, oh, you should be a version of My Drunk Kitchen. I don't know if any of you follow Hannah Hart, but she does this channel, or she has this channel called My Drunk Kitchen, and she's actually quite successful now. So somebody suggested that I should do a version of My Drunk Kitchen. Not gonna happen. I do not drink. I do not drink on a regular basis. I enjoy alcohol for the taste of it. I like cognac because it tastes good to me. I like white wine. I can't drink red. But other than that, like fruity drinks and stuff like that. Oh, I like margaritas though. That's true. But I do it for the taste. So usually after one glass I'm fine, you know, but it's not like it's a bowl of chips and I have to see the end of it. No, it's not. Anyways, all this to say that it's not going to happen anytime soon. So and I'm sorry if I've offended anybody. I know I had a couple of thumbs down, which is fine. That's okay. Anyways, okay, so on the agenda today, I will talk about the Documented Life project because I have started playing along. It's a lot of fun, and I do it in a d.d.o journal, and there are fingerprints, greasy fingerprints, because I just put some cream on my hands, but I will do something about the cover. I'm just not ready to do it. I wanted to find a word that was very significant for me this year. I know what I want the word to mean, I just haven't found the right word. So I will again put the link to the Documented Life project down below in the description box. I did put it in my last vlog, but it's a fun project. Every month there's a theme, and every week of the month there is a challenge and a prompt. And it's free. You can just join in and you post your pictures on the Art to the Fifth naming site. There's also a Facebook group, and it's a lot of fun. What I like about it is because although it seemed very structured because of the challenge and the prompt, you can use whatever you want. And my goal for past few years actually have been to try and use up my stash, because all that I do, I either do for other designers or a store. So of course products are dictated to me, and I understand that that's the nature of the business. But this is just for fun. Aside from my own journal, this is something that it's like a group thing, but there's no, besides the prompt, there is no restriction. So I can use whatever I feel like, which is awesome. So the first week was issued on January 1st, and it was also like, it wasn't like a week, it was more like a week and a half. The next prompt was yesterday, which was January 10th. I did not do this, but what I did is I did the first challenge, and then as an aside, I also reserved 2 pages to do an index, because I do want to keep track of all the challenges and the prompts that are happening, just in case I fall behind. Instead of going back to the computer, I can just look it up in my book and do it when I want to, but I will try and keep up because I do like that. So the theme for January is, what's it called? How did they, oh, the blank page and how to face it. I was going to say conquering the blank page, but it's the same thing. So this is the month of January, and for January 1st, the challenge was to use book paper, and the prompt was be your own goalkeeper. So my page was a very unusual color combination for me. It started out as, this is the page, by the way. Here. I will erase my face from this, this frame. Okay, so what I did is I used this, I cut it out of a magazine. My friend Sophie and Angèle were here that day, and Sophie and I did it together. And she saw this as I was flipping through a magazine, and I thought that was appropriate. So basically it says new perspective. The start of a new year, new perspective, something fresh. So I liked the title, and because the title had red, I started with red, and then I didn't know what colors to choose. So I said to Sophie, choose colors for me. And so she pulled out purple, magenta, red, and then I added a touch of green because I thought it needed it. And of course black and white for contrast. So this is a whole bunch of pieces of different book paper from magazines, books, whatever I had. And then I covered it up with white gesso, which thinned down with water a bit. And then I uncovered some areas with a red rag, with a baby wipe, after it was kind of sort of dry. And then I layered clear gesso because I wanted to protect what was underneath, and I also wanted to have more of a gritty surface in case I needed to use water, and I kind of did. But these are d.d.o Wakeley's paints, which I absolutely adore. They're heavy body, so you can use them thick like that, or you can thin them down, and they will still retain their value, which is awesome. So what else is on that page? Yes, so inside, I will pull this out. This is an old envelope that Sophie gave me, and inside I put a tag, and I put lines to, on the other side I put my goals, but I don't want to show you, these are personal to me. But essentially the front is the same way, just with my goals written. And I also used a few stamps to do some circles and some wavy lines here and stuff. And I have to sneak in a cityscape because this is such a part of my art. I love cityscapes, so I had to sneak one in there. So I did one like just very quickly. So that's it. Oh, and in the circles I've written the areas in which my goals are part of. So if, for instance, there's here relationships, so I've set aside a goal for this, or an intention, I should say. Service, there's here, I'm sorry, I have tendonitis in my shoulder, so it's tough for me to hold anything. There's self-care and self-love, which is the first one. The other one is relationship, money, spirituality, service, and business. So there's 6 categories in all. So I have a goal or an intention for each of these. Now, so what I did as an aside, and this was not prompted or anything, but I decided to have an index page. So, well, actually pages, I should say. So these are the pages that I decided to do. The starting point of this is some ledger paper from an old Stampin' Up! Collection, and I'm sorry, I don't think it's available. I don't even know. I'm not a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator anymore, but I had this for a while. I wanted to use it. So what I did is I glued that down, and I also glued some number papers as well from the same collection. Then I added a coat of gesso, revealed some of, you know, what was underneath with a baby wipe after it was dry. And then I added the same thing as my week one, a clear gesso to protect it and to give me a gritty surface. And then I just, with my fingers, I dry brushed some of Dina's paints. These are, I've had a few questions about the colors. It's Sky and Lime from Dina's collection. And I also added some compass, stamped compasses. This is by Kaisercraft from their check-in collection. And as you can see here, I'm sorry, I have to put that book down. I should have hooked up the camera up ahead, but I won't have time to do this. So let me just show you. So this is how I decided to write it. So basically the theme per month. And these titles were done with Just Right Alpha system, one of their older system where you hook up, where you put in letters in the grooves and then it allows you to stamp a word. I like it. I've never used it before. So that was the first time. So like I said, this is a great chance for me to be able to use all my stuff, even though it's old. So anyways, you get the gist. I record everything that that's going on in that project. So, and it's fun. I'll have fun to see the list going down as it progresses. So this is the start. I will do the cover once I know my word. Oh, I wanted to show you something else. I'm in a better mood now that I'm talking to you, or to my camera, I should say. Okay, so I did a tutorial for the store, which was published Friday, and I will show you the before and after, because this is a perfect example of when it's not going your way and whatever you decide to add makes it even worse and worse, or you're not in a happy place, move on, do something else. So this is the page. Okay, I'm going to try and do this without hurting myself. Okay, so this is the page. As you can see, it's glittery. And if you want to find out the details about this, I invite you to check in on Scrapbook Centrale's YouTube website. The full sped up version is on there with notes and tricks and whatever. And I do love the end result. However, this was the original. I need to zoom back because you're gonna, whoa! That was the beginning. So I don't know where I was going with putting like two blobs of colors, like heavy colors. And also I'm having a hard time with sprays. On this one I used Keenan the Neo colors. On the original one I used dilution sprays. So I think this is more my style. I'll put it like this upside down so that you can see the whole thing. I like it. I like it a lot. And it's funny because now that I'm looking at this page, I realize that the colors are exactly the same as the colors that I've used on my New Year's postcards, which is really funny. I guess these are the colors that I'm into these days. The postcards were published on Wednesday, so every Wednesday, hopefully I'm aiming to give you a project from start to finish. This is not going to be like me babbling on anything. It's just a project start to finish, and I decided to call it What Am I Making on Wednesday. So the acronym is WAIM, WAIM. I hope that does not mean anything in any other language, and if it does, I'm sorry. So yes, every Wednesday it's just me talking through the process. That's it. So I hope that you will enjoy that. What else? I have no idea. I do have one that is dry, and I think I know why, but I don't know how to revive it. So if any of you have an answer for this, please let us know in the comments, because I would love to know. Now, I'm going to zoom in so that you can see the difference. So do you see the difference between these two caps? One, the black line is showing, the other one doesn't. And I think that is the problem. These caps are designed to be airtight. So if you put it on, you hear it click, right? Now this one, it clicks, but it doesn't go past the black line. So I kind of have a feeling that this is the reason why the marker is dry. If anybody knows about this and how to revive, because these are brand new, I mean brand new. It was dry when it was brand new. My favorite, okay, so this is kind of like split up in two categories. I use black markers for doodling, and I also use black markers for emphasis and shading when I doodle. So my two favorite ones, oh, I grabbed the wrong tip, but I like the Micron. Okay, the Micron pens by Sakura. I prefer the 03 tip, and I also like to use the Faber-Castell. I'm not good at this. The Faber-Castell and the fine tip. I grabbed both wrong tips. Now for, so this is like the original drawing is done with that. And then if I use markers to color in and all that jazz, then that's fine because they're permanent. However, I always like to go over my lines sometimes, or adding shading or details. And these two, okay, so my very, very favorite is this one. This is the Permaball pen by Pilot. I love it because this one has a smaller tip than this one, which is the Foodball 1.5. I find this one is too much of a round tip. Yes, the glitter stays put. Of course, there's always fallouts or residues here and there. So once I'm done glittering everything, I just put it aside. I let the glue dry completely, and then I will either go outside or over a garbage can, and I will tap whatever I've done so that the excess can fall off. But once that is done, the glue will hold that glitter permanently. It is awesome. I love, love, love that technique. And I do have a video on here, and I will try and find it and link it, because I have a video of me doing the flowers. Like I dip flour, like paper flowers in a solution with the glue and the glitter. I'm having a hard time today. I think I've already answered that question when I talked about the documented life planner, but I do use the Illusions journals because I think the quality of the paper is perfect for what I wanted to do. I know some people have used moleskins. There are other brands out there. I know Strathmore does it. Like, you know, there are a lot more brands out there. That's what I prefer. It is just a preference. I know that some other paper are probably just as good or even better, but this is what I use. The page Noemi is referring to is this one here. This is my Castlescape, and what she is specifically referring to are these areas right here and in the water below. And what I did with this is I just went over with light molding paste and a stencil, let it dry, then I covered with paint, the colored paints. For instance, here on the top it was purple, blue, and yellow. And then completely at the end, when everything was dry, I went over with this guy here and some white paints here. I love this. I don't think I've ever showed you that one. This is the Mean Streak Stick by Sharpie. I love this. I'll show you what it looks like. It's very gooey, as you can see. There's a lot of and it's sticky. It's kind of like here. It's kind of like a paste. See, hold on. I don't know if you'll be able to see. It's very sticky. But when it dries completely dry to the touch. I don't know what it's made of. It's kind of like a miracle. I call it my miracle stick, because and it's white and it's permanent white, so I love that stick. So that is it for the Q&A. Yeah. I'm gonna head out, I'm late as usual. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will see you later. Bye.